Hey guys, and this is Primeval, back with part 10 of my Shoshone playthrough. So it's been a while since my last episode. This has definitely been my most popular series yet, with all the excitement around Brave New World, so not to worry, I will definitely be finishing this series. I'll try to play several episodes tonight to catch up. So, first of all, since it has been a while, I'll have to remind myself what's going on here. The English have a bunch of units, naval units, floating around, and so that's concerning, especially if they decide to go to war with us. I remember in the last episode, both the English and the Zulu were plotting against us. And actually, it would be really bad if the Zulu did decide to attack us. We'll probably need to bring a couple artillery back to Gushuti just in case, and if Samarkand turns on us as well, that'll be a lot of trouble. They'll pillage all of our internal trade routes and then start sending units over towards our capital. Now, they're currently allied with the Ethiopians, and the Ethiopians are currently at war with the Iroquois. So if anyone's going to take over the city-state, it would be the Iroquois. But they only have 108 influence, which really isn't that much, so I should probably try to go and ally with them myself, in which case we'll go and pledge to protect, and maybe go and send... So we've got a spy in Mombasa, and that guy's not going to do us a whole lot of good. It is granting, or it will be granting us vision, but I don't think I'll need that. So let's go and move our most promoted spy over to Samarkand, and since he is as veteran as he can be, I think he'll have better luck with the coups, so that'll be nice. So yes, we'll pledge to protect, we'll get 10 free influence off of that, and then we'll go and complete the trade route quest, and then we can probably get a good probability coup off against Ethiopia. Given that the English fleet is here, I might want to go and consolidate my fleet, or send a couple frigates down here to protect these internal trade routes, and if the Zulu do decide to attack us, then having a couple frigates in this little bay here will be helpful at picking off any units near the coastline. So yes, let's go and bring some of these frigates down over towards Gushuti, and we'll go and bring this guy over to meet up with the rest of our frigates in case the English turn on us. Now, as for our war with the Iroquois, there was a very helpful comment from LC Plays Civ. He's another YouTuber who also does Deity LPs, and if you haven't seen any of his videos and are looking for some more Deity level LPs, be sure to check him out. Anyways, he reminded me that fighters and triplanes and jet fighters all have air recon. And so air recon allows vision 6 tiles from the city that they're based in. So before, when I was confused about how all of my artillery kept getting picked off, I suspected a spy in Grand River. It's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes from Grand River. The fighters there, or triplanes, give Onondaga vision on all of my units here. So with Onondaga at 137 strength, I don't think I'm going to be able to crack them with our artillery. It'll take several rounds, probably 5 turns of bombardment, and in that time my artillery will get picked off by his air force. So I'll probably want to go and pull back a lot of these artillery, and holding on to Grand River is going to be really important because it has all of the oil that I need to get my own air force rolling. And so once Hiawatha starts churning out his Great War infantry, and then after that infantry, our artillery will not be as useful, and we'll have to transition over to Great War bombers, and then after that bombers. So I think I might want to drop some defensive citadels here. Over here would be nice. I'll have to inch forward slowly. Let's see how I could drop a citadel right here. The road does get me that movement, so let's go do that. And we'll probably also want to go and annex Grand River. I don't mind getting that market online, so there's no rush to annex just now. And I did annex Geneva last video, and I think there was some extra buildings that I could sell here. So let's see. We're working all of those tiles. I don't plan to grow Geneva too much. We're already working all of the scientist slots. So I think I'll go and sell the aqueduct. That'll save me 1 maintenance per turn and get me a nice 25 gold just for selling it. What else do we need? Yeah, all of that looks good. Actually, I think I need to go and get public schools online. So, in the previous videos I was trying to push military, but it hasn't really paid off. We did grab Grand River and destroy 8 Great War bombers, which was definitely a nice victory, but we haven't been able to make as much progress as I would like. So instead of sacrificing our long-term game in terms of science, I think we need to go and get all of our public schools online here. And then, even though we're getting flight next turn, we'll hold off on pumping out triplanes and Great War bombers until we get the public school online. So I think that's pretty much what I want to do here. So that was probably a good 5 minutes of talking without any actual actions, but I definitely needed to get acquainted or reacquainted with the game. So England isn't too pleased that we declared friendship with Ethiopia, neither is Babylon, which does remind me I do want to go and either sell or swap luxuries with Ethiopia now that we're friends. Let's go and sell the truffles, and yes, maybe some oil as well. We definitely won't be able to build that many airplanes in the first 30 turns, so don't mind parting with some of the oil. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. So, Watha wants peace, but he also wants all of my cities in return. So we definitely aren't going to go for that. 2 hits from Great War bombers on Grand River itself, and then another 2 or 3 hits on an artillery, and that kills the artillery, and the rest of his air force seems to be content in rebasing between Onondaga and Lake Simcoe. So that's good. It would be really bad if he sent all of his airplanes to pick off all of my units here. So I definitely want to prioritize taking out any units that can go and capture the city. We're really lucky that there's all this rough terrain, the forests and the hills blocking Grand River here, so we have a little more leeway and in terms of picking off Malay units as they approach the city. So I think part of the reason we've been so lucky with the forest still being around Grand River is that the Iroquois were very content to leave the forests up, as they do get a bonus from forests, the production bonus off of the Longhouse. So let's make sure we can kill this cavalry unit here. And if we can go and pillage that caravan, that'd be nice. We probably want to wait until we get rid of that Gatling gun first. While we have the worker there, we'll go and repair the coal, although we don't really need it. And I do want to get into position to drop a citadel, probably right here. Yeah, that looks like a good spot. The Barringer Crater is impassable, and then we'll have a nice kill zone. The two citadels here blocking off Grand River and knocking down any hit points for approaching units. Okay, moving these units down and around. We finished flight. Up next, we could go towards ballistics, which would get us the anti-aircraft gun. That's going to take 17 turns, or 17 turns to get to replaceable parts, which gets us Great War Infantry, which also have the same strength as the anti-aircraft gun, but they don't provide the anti-aircraft ability. So, I am going to get triplanes up, and they're weaker than the anti-aircraft guns, but I think that'll provide enough anti-air support for the moment. I'd rather go towards replaceable parts, because that takes me towards plastics and the research lab. And I don't want to fall behind too far in tech, so let's go straight for plastics here. Okay, do we want to go and grab public school here, or do I need some more military units? Let's hope that the Zulu don't attack us right away, and that we can hold them off with, say, if they do, we'll have this artillery. Let's go and park him in the city. No, maybe on this hill. We've got a rifleman and a second artillery. That should be enough to hold the Zulu off should they attack us. Yeah, let's actually start sending one more artillery back. We'll go bring this horse forward. 6 tiles. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The vision granted by their triplanes looks something like this. So if we do want to maintain these units without having them get picked off, we'll probably want to go and pull them back slightly here. So we'll put the rider there, pull back like this, maybe pull back to here. Alright, all that looks fine. Got a cargo ship done. Do I want to go and do an internal trade route, getting some extra production in the capital, or set up an international route to get a little more gold rolling in? The next most valuable would be trading with Ethiopia at Harar, but that would likely bring us by the Iroquois cities here, so that wouldn't be a very safe route. I did want to go and set up a trade route to fulfill the mission with Samarkand here, although we still want to get the 10 free influence off of the Pledge to Protect, so let's go and make an internal trade route for now. We'll go and send extra hammers to the capital. Okay, we lost some influence in Mbaza Congo, but we already have an outrageous amount of influence there, so no loss. We lost 1 artillery to Great War bombers from Hiawatha. Research agreement between Hiawatha and Gandhi. We did destroy that cavalry unit that came up to Grand River. We're in a golden age. Grand River has grown. Discovered flight and some experience on this artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's bring us down here. Wait. Toss the Lancer in the water. And yeah, so we're getting public schools online so that we don't fall too far behind on tech. We're ahead of Babylon and probably the Zulu, since they're the next lowest. on score, which is usually indicative of general health of the AI's empire. Hiawatha is the leader. He's only 5 techs ahead of us, so that's not bad. So we'll get the public schools online, we'll race towards plastics for research labs, and hopefully we'll be able to at least stay relatively even with the other AI, specifically Hiawatha, in terms of our military units. We don't want to have them get too far ahead on the military units and then massively outclass our own. Okay. What's the situation with the Zulu? They do have a lot of units here. We have open borders with them, so it's possible that they're heading over to Newcastle since they are at war with the English. We have truffles that we could go and sell them. 5 gold. And maybe that'll have their outlook towards us be a little more positive if we are trading. But it does look like they are gearing up for war with us. Maybe we can go and other players, get them to go and declare war on Babylon again. How about 1 gold per turn? 5 gold is pretty steep, but I'm not, or 5 oil rather, but I'm not going to be using it right away, and I'm pretty sure they're going to attack me, in which case we'll get that oil right back. Okay, so there's some riders done. I'm going to want a triplane here to perform some interceptions. And let's get the artillery in there. This guy is rough terrain promoted, but if I want to prevent people from coming at the city, I'll have to protect the open terrain. The forest will slow down any riflemen that are trying to get to Gashuti. Let's go and we'll pull back one and set up on the coast here. Okay. Now, Hiawatha has pulled back. Go bombard like this. This artillery, I think, is a little too close to Onondaga. It's definitely within air recon range of the city, so I might want to pull them back. Now let's do that. And well, I suppose this is a little risky. Pushing my Great General up here would let him drop a citadel on the next turn, but in the meantime, the rider could be picked off by the Great War Bombers and then stepped on by this pikeman. I'm going to go and move one of my artillery into the city. And all of that looks fine. We'll just leave that guy there for now. And pull the artillery back to safety. Okay, I'll station a rider right here. Let's go and explore the ocean a little more. These guys are heading down to Gashuti just in case the Zulu do decide to cause some trouble for us. And we've got ourselves a worker. He's working on a railway towards Gaetica. So there's that, and got another Lancer heading over towards this area just in case we need the extra mounted units to pick off any Malay units headed for Grand River. Okay, we'll set up and go on alert. Or, it might be better to have the artillery on the road. Yeah, that looks fine. Alright. So this way, if the Zulu do declare war on us, at least they'll have the Babylonians to distract them as well. Uh-oh. Okay, since they were just kicked out of my borders, I'm assuming they did just declare war on us right there. So hopefully, getting them to declare war on the Babylonians as well will distract some of their forces. Okay, all of these deals have been cancelled. And Shaka declared war on Gandhi. So we had a defensive pact with Gandhi. So I'm not sure if Shaka went and declared war on us and we were drawn, and India was drawn into the war, or if it was the other way around, they declared war on India, and as a result, we were forced to declare war on the Zulu. In any event, we are prepared, so that's good. Okay, this guy is going to go and set up some railways, and we do have our frigates on the way to help out in case the Zulu actually sends some more units over at our city here. Okay, that's a caravan complete. We can go and continue to ship food to Agatica. What are we working here? Yeah, that all seems reasonable. Okay, so none of our units were killed this time around, although we do have some Great War infantry advancing on our position here. Let's go and take that guy down. I would like to go and drop a citadel here, but I don't want to provide too many targets for the Great War bombers. Well, since the AI is really bad at pillaging citadels, I think it might be worth it to possibly sacrifice a few units here to get ourselves set up to drop a citadel right here. Yeah. Be a little bit safer if we just had the Great General right there. And I suppose this wouldn't be a bad citadel spot, but going forward a little more does put the damage radius a little closer to where the units are advancing from. Let's go set up and alert. Looks like there are units advancing on Mbaza Congo as well. And now that we're at war with the Zulu, we should probably go send our frigates forward and keep an eye on any action from Shaka's navy. Okay, leave these guys here. That's repaired. We could set up some roads. That might not be a bad idea. We can also go and get this oil online. And just go on alert. Okay, all of that looks fine. Let's go. Who are we friends with? We are friends with Ethiopia, but we already sold them some of our luxuries. We're also friends with the Indians. We could go and sell them. Well, first of all, we're done with the coal, so let's see if he wants any coal. Excellent. And let's go and sell a little oil as well. Let's go 3 oil for 135. Alright, so 8 oil. And then I'm about to get 3 more oil online. We can afford to sell a little more oil. Let's go and sell another 2 oil. Okay, so Gandhi's had his fill of oil, but apparently he's willing to buy our horses. So that's just fine. We still have 4 horses. I think we might be getting some of those from a city-state. Yep, from Congo. That's fine. And over to Ethiopia. Let's go sell 2 oil here. Alright, all that looks fine. Next turn. So, having a pile of gold will be useful if we do want to go Malacca. Were they important? No, I don't think so. Let's try to stay friendly with Ethiopia. Okay, Ethiopia has declared war on Gandhi. I'm glad that the event with the Zulu cancelled our defense pact, because I really don't want to be at war with both Ethiopia and the Iroquois. Alright, so Grand Rivers took 3 hits from Great War bombers, and luckily Hawatha isn't concentrating his air force on our units. It looks like he's heading over towards either Congo, or maybe he wants to start getting aggressive with the Zulu. We're going to have to go and reposition some of our artillery to go and defend and or retake Congo. Anyways, I will go and take this opportunity to go and drop the citadel in a very nice position. This should help us defend Grand River. And we do need to go and reposition some of these artillery to get ready to take back Congo here. Okay, park right there. Right here is also fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's out of air recon range. And we'll just slide over this way. Okay, oil well. Looks like we got a unit from Congo here. Yep, and the Zulu are advancing. Okay, these riders can go and hang out over here. What do I want to do with this rifleman? Let's go and have him fortify inside the citadel, and he'll get the 100% defensive bonus. Hopefully he won't get picked off by Great War bombers right away. Let's see how long he can stand up to bombardments within a citadel. We'll keep these artillery here to keep an eye on Mombasa, as well as shoot down any approaching Malay units that are in danger of capturing Grand River. We'll go and move these riders into position to deal with the threat to Congo. Okay, now what are the Zulu up to? It looks like the English are dealing some nice damage to the Zulu here with their ships of the line. Okay, and here we can start working on a railroad towards Timok. I think it needs a railway. Yeah, it doesn't have a harbor, so we'll need the railway. It'll also help us with shipping any units we make in Agatica right to the water. And we might also want to get to work on a road towards Nippur. We'll probably end up capturing that at some point, or at the very least having open borders with Nebuchadnezzar and then sending units over land, which will be faster than embarking and then walking if we can get a road up. So we'll go over this way. Okay, the artillery has no one in range. You can finally go and heal up. Bard. And we finished the public school, so let's get 1 or 2 triplanes up, and then we'll start churning out an army of Great War bombers, which will be very important. So the Zulu don't actually have an air force yet, so we might actually want to go and press them instead of the Iroquois, since advancing on them, since they don't have any air force to trim down our large number of units. No, we have no intention of going to war with you, Elizabeth. But I am displeased that you've made peace with Shaka. Anyways, since the Zulu don't have an air force, it might be more profitable to push on them militarily, as opposed to trying to push on the Iroquois. Okay, our rifleman was totally destroyed by Great War bombers there. It looked like it took 6 or 7 Great War bombers, though, to finally take him down. Yeah, you'll pay for that, Gandhi. I need to flip Samarkand, so I'm not going to take the influence hit with them. So, what are the Ethiopians up to here? I guess we can just go and gain some experience by picking off these workers. It's got some oil, a nice 7 oil there. And well, shooting workers for experience. It's not really a good sport, but it's the same amount of experience. Okay, our sugar deal to Gandhi has ended. Sugar for 240. And we have a positive gold per turn. Maybe we can go and grab an interest-free loan from Gandhi here. Let's, I guess, 1 gold per turn for 30. That's fine. And while we're still on friendly terms with the other civs, we may as well take advantage of the interest-free loans. So, 25. For 750. Alright, so we have a nice stockpile of gold here. Start shooting down these Great War infantry that are impinging on our territory, and they definitely seem to be pushing aggressively for Mbaza Congo here. Okay, that seems reasonable. Grand River has grown. It's working on a bank. I don't know if I need a bank there. Might be better if I go and annex this now. Annex the city. We'll go production focus. And, well, is there anything here that we don't really need? It's got a factory and a workshop, that's nice. I don't think we need a broadcast tower or an opera house. We might not need a hospital either. Broadcast tower is 3 maintenance, opera house is 1. That's plus 33% culture, but I don't really need culture right now. Let's just go and sell that. That's 125 gold as well. And do I want to finish that bank? When you were on gold focus, we were in positive. Alright, let's go and finish that bank then. And tiles we're working do give us 5 gold each. Alright, that's fine. go and bombard here. Alright, this rider should probably go and retreat. May as well pop into friendly lands so we can heal up a little faster next turn, perhaps right into the city. And we'll hang out there. This is also a fine spot. Okay. Ooh. So, the Iroquois did go and capture Mazacongo there, and then that whole army swung around and headed for Grand River. And we do have a cavalry unit right there that could go and capture Grand River next turn, so we'll have to make sure we destroy that. Do we want to go and pull back? Yes, that does seem like a wise idea. Decisive victory. Pull back the city. And this artillery is also in a bit of danger. I suppose I don't need to go and retake Mbazaconga right away. It's better to go and deal with these Great War infantry. And we'll pull back to here. Great War infantry everywhere. Let's pull. It's minus 20% for across the river. Let's just hang out back here for now then. Okay, so let's go get land targeting. Take down that cannon. And what else do we have to shoot? Nothing really. Let's go and deal with these rifles. Kill that guy. We just finished our public school. Let's go and employ someone there. It does slow our growth down a little. And get to work on a triplane. Alright. We should probably go and employ the citizen over at the public school here as well. And this is where we'll leave part 10.